Hello everybody, and welcome back to Swordy Quest. Episode 4, we're still talking about traveling, fighting in the world map, and farming, and more map stuff, more travel stuff, and we're just going to drill down, acclimate ourselves to the map, and really get this thing figured out. I want to also throw a big shout out and a big thank you to Charlie, the developer, single dev in the house, just doing a great job with making this game accessible to the visually impaired and blind. Thank you, all of you who have been in the live chat. You know who you are. Thank you very much for what you do. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your warm welcome to the visitors and to the developers who come to this channel, and your kind care and consideration to all those who are in the chat right now. And if you're in chat right now, give yourselves a big pat on the back and a big thank you. And give big kudos to Swordy Quest, Charlie, for being here, if they can be here. So we worked on episode 3, travel, and most of everything we did in episode 3 was all about travel, experimenting with travel, practicing different menus, coming up with suggestions. Of course, every time I'm in live chat, I am always receiving an amazing amount of information. Just so you know, I use live chat mostly for note taking, so I make some notes in my on my notepad, so that I can add this information to my entire note clipboard to bring that information to developers, or also to make private notes for myself. I do a lot of notes, so I know exactly what to expect and what to talk about in future videos. If you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. Did you know that less than 40% of you who actually watch these videos subscribe? But did you know that we could grow this channel to maybe 6,000 visually impaired and sighted folks strong and blind folks strong if we can just get most of you, if we could just get 40% of you to actually subscribe to this channel when you watch a video here? It really goes a long way to helping me. Also, when you drop a like, it makes sure that YouTube knows that this is relevant content for people, so it will make sure, using its very complex algorithm, what I call the matrix, to be able to explain to people exactly what's going on. If you choose to, which is really great, if you have a question, you can drop it in the comments. You can share this with anybody you think might like it, and I will definitely appreciate that. Now, on to Swordy Quest, now that we have gotten our business done. Alright, we have so many new things to work on here in episode 4, but let's continue to practice traveling along, and maybe we'll take a few breaks every now and then and do a little farming, because I do want to get myself some weapons, and I need metal. So our primary mission today is to talk about traveling and the maps. Our secondary mission today is to farm up some metal, and I've heard that we can get a pretty good amount of metal from the mountains. Also, there is a new icon. It's called the Hints menu. You're going to find the Hints menu very soon. I'm going to see if it pops up for me.
Supporters, search area.
Yeah, here it is.
Supporters, hints.
Okay, we now have a new hints, and there are so many hints there. There's so many hints, it's no point in me even putting it into the YouTube, but I will eventually probably drop all those hints into the Facebook group. Oh, you didn't know? I have a Facebook group called Newdeath Gaming. Yeah, branding. So go ahead and check out that. Make sure you like it. There's tons of stuff there. Join in there. Did you know that Swordy Quest has a community also? No way. Yes, you can go to
search area.
To community right inside of your game, and it'll pop up right at the Swordy Quest community. Make sure you join that community and tell them that Michael Gray sent you from Newdeath Gaming, and join that. If you want to be a supporter to Swordy Quest, you can also get free points that will earn you stuff. I haven't done it yet, but you can do that. Simply go to the supporters action.
Search area. Supporters.
There you go. And there is another new thing that happens when you're at certain locations on the map.
Search area.
You can search the areas and play a little match game. So when you search the area, I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Find Mine's diary entry 2 story by searching the local area below and finding all the pairs.
You can find all the pairs and search the area. Now, I've never done this before, so let's play around with it for a quick second. All right.
Button.
All right, I think I forgot to turn my speaking rate down.
Headings. Volume. Speaking rate. 88, 55%, 60%.
Okay, and let's turn our volume down.
Words. Characters. Headings. Volume. Button. 75%, 70%.
There we go. 70% is fine.
Speaking. Words. Characters. Headings.
I was listening to my recording and the music's fine. The music's at the lowest volume it could possibly be on. The voiceover was at 80% last video. I've turned it down another 10% to see if that helps compensate. The voiceover is coming out wonderful. I like it because I do use voiceover to speak for me when my voice gets tired or dry or croaky, and I just like you all being able to hear my voiceover. I wouldn't turn my voiceover down if I wouldn't turn the speed down if I didn't want you to hear my voiceover. I'm proud of my voiceover. That's Samantha, you know. Let's go ahead and play the match game. All right, so 4-finger tap the top. Let's go through this.
Top of screen.
Okay, what do we got here?
Button.
Top of screen button.
Button.
There's 2 buttons. Look, we can get those labeled.
Button. 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 Button.
Okay, those must be the boxes, okay?
Button. 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 Tab bar. Selected. Actions.
Okay,
Tab.
good.
1
I've
5.
gone through all the buttons. Okay, I'm gonna think there's like a button,
Button.
2,
Button.
3,
Button.
4,
Button.
5,
Button.
6,
Button.
7,
Button.
8,
Button.
9,
Button.
10,
Button.
11,
Button.
12.
Tab bar. Selected. Actions.
Okay,
Tab.
there are
1
12
5.
buttons. Okay, so it's a very large Rubik's Cube. We could probably put a number on those buttons. That might be a little bit easier for a match game. They could probably be even named a color. We can text out a little name. It can be square 1, square 2, all the way down to square 12. That's an easy fix. That would make it a little better for accessibility. Let's play the match game, though.
Button.
Let's hit button 1.
Berry.
Okay, Barry. Now let's find where the other Barry is. You've played match games before with your family. Basically, you just turn a bunch of cards upside down. You can do this with playing cards. You can do it with Uno cards. Long as you have matches, you must have a match to each set of card. If you want to make it easier for younger persons or persons who are new to the game, you can make 4 matches. All right? So let's find the other Barry.
Button.
Let's touch this one.
Berry. Dimmed.
Okay, so Barry dim. Did we do it?
Berry. Dim.
Berry?
Berry. Dim.
Okay, looks like we got it. So the 2 berries went dim, which means we got a match. Now, I think we want to change that terminology to matched, but it's been dim, so let's not worry about it. Good enough. That isn't an accessibility issue. That's a terminology thing.
Button.
So these having numbers would be very useful. So now we got Barry. I think the most logical thing is to go to the next button right past Barry.
Button.
Let's tap that.
Meat.
Meat. Okay. Now, I think meat's probably going to be somewhere near the bottom. But you can't see the squares. Now, I can slightly see the squares because I have my screen brightness on 100%, because that is why my battery always runs out. Y'all might want to know, why does my battery run out so quickly? First of all, it's an iPhone 8 and I have my brightness on maximum, because the residual vision that I do have as a blind person, a legally blind person, is that when I have brightness on maximum, I can make out the barest of images that are dark on white backgrounds, or black on white or black with white objects. Those are how I can usually identify those with very, very low accuracy, but it's enough to give me an advantage in being able to touch and locate items. Makes it easier for me to do tutorials. Okay, so now, but let's do this without any type of vision whatsoever. Let's do this totally blind. So we would count. So you'd count from the top. We know there are 12 squares because we started from the top of the screen and went down through the entire grid and counted 12 squares until we came out at the bottom. So we do know there are 12. Now, if you're not sure, count it through a few times until you hear exactly how many of those buttons, they're called
Meat. Button. Button.
They're just going to be a straight up unlabeled button. So we're going to get those buttons labeled. Don't worry, even if we're not going to have the buttons tell you anything, the buttons are just going to be button 1, or it's going to say tile 1, tile 2, or locate. We can even have it say something that's not too confusing, like location. It could even say something like teacup 1. It could even say something like little sock puppet 1, or little raccoon. It could be little forest animals. It doesn't matter. These are basically the backside of playing cards or the backside of playing chips. The most important thing is what is underneath them. Okay? So now that we've touched
Meat. Button.
meat, we must find meat's mate. Okay? Let's find meat's mate. I'm going to go
Button.
3,
Button.
4,
Button.
5,
Button.
6,
Button.
7. Okay, I think it's on 7. Let's tap 7.
Water.
Oh, now we
Button.
know that water is on 7. Now, if you really want to cheat, you can actually write out a bunch of notes using Braille or using dice. One of the easiest ways to cheat with this would be get yourself a bunch of dice. Get yourself a dice, preferably a 12-sided dice, or a dice that represents the number of symbols here. I'm going to teach you how to cheat D&D style. Get a dice, number the items, and number the square. So for your first dice is going to be the symbol, all right? So or it's going to be the other square. We can do this one of many ways. Okay, so we know that meat is number 2. So go ahead and make a dice with a 12-sided dice. Mark it, turn it onto 2. And by the way, you can buy Braille dice. You can buy them from Amazon. You can buy Braille dice from many hobby stores. Yes, they have Braille dice. I know. And if you don't read Braille and you're like me, you can get bump dots. You can also get large-sized dice. Large-sized dice that are, Sweetie Belle has actually a set of large 6-sided dice with easy tactile pips that you can touch. However, Sweetie Belle found dice so large that she was able to actually braille the sides of the dice with sticky Braille tape. If you want to know how to do that, go to her channel. She might do a little crafting video and show y'all how she does crafting to make your own dice for playing D&D. Because Sweetie Belle plays a D&D too. So, and if you want to know how she does that accessibly, go ahead and check out her channel. That's Life with Sweetie Belle. You can find a link to that in my description. Also, you can watch some of Sweetie Belle's videos, Sweetie Belle's Playhouse in my channel. You'll find all her newest videos that she does gaming with that are related to the channel. Also, check out her Facebook page, which is Life with Sweetie Belle. All right, moving on. Now that we know that 7 is where we have water, we're going to want to set up a separate dice for water. So we can even get tactile dice that have a certain feel that makes us think it's water. Yes, these dice all exist. Believe it or not, there is every kind of dice you could ever want. So we put a water dice with a 7 on it, and we're going to leave it there. When we find another dice, we know that it's on 7. The numbers there, we know what kind of dice is our water dice. Now, if you don't have a water dice, then just take a certain dice in your collection and make that your designated water dice, okay? All right, so we know that 2 is meat, so we're going to need a meat dice. Take your meat dice and make that a 2, all right? So we know that 2 and 7, 2 is your meat, 7 is your water. All right, let's go back up to our meat.
Very. Dim. Button. Button.
Or where we know that 2 is... Now, when you get something wrong, the 2 cards flip over again. All right, what's the best strategy to match? The best strategy for match is to never open the same 2 cards twice. We already know meat is on 2, water is on 7. Let's go to 3.
Button.
Double tap.
Shield.
Shield. All right, shield is number 3. Now, we don't know where shield's going to be, but we do know most algorithms for games do not put matches right next to each other. So I'm going to assume that the match is not at 4. Let's go 4,
Button.
5, 6,
Button.
7. 7 is, we already know what 7 is, right? 7 is water.
Very. Dim. Button.
And berry is at 8.
Button.
9, I think it's at 9. I think that's going to be a match.
Meat.
Oh, there's our meat. So we now know meat is at 9. All right. Now, whenever you get it wrong, remember the cards are going to flip back over again. All right. Now let's go get our 2 meats done. Meat is at 2.
Button. Berry.
To find it,
Button.
just locate berry. It doesn't penalize you for touching berry.
Button.
Go to the second, which is
Meat.
meat. Then let's go back down to 9. Count. We got meat.
Button.
3.
Button.
We know that 3 is shield. 4, we don't know what 4 is.
Button.
5, we don't know what 5 is.
Button.
6, we don't know what 6 is.
Button.
7 is shield.
Berry.
8 is berry.
Button.
9 is meat. Let's go ahead and double tap a meat.
Meat. Dim.
Cool, we got it. Meat is now dimmed. All right, our puzzle's getting much easier. Now that we have located those, let's keep moving. Now we know that we have those done.
Button. Button.
Let's go to 4.
Button.
So start it.
Berry.
Berry.
Dim.
1.
Button. Meat.
Meat.
Dim. Button.
2.
Button.
3, 4. Okay, let's go 4. Let's tap 4.
Commodity 1.
Commodity 1. Now we need to find another commodity 1. Let's swipe to 5.
Button.
5. 6.
Button.
7.
Berry.
8.
Dim. Meat. Dim.
9.
Button.
I think it's at 10. Let's try 10. 10 is right after meat.
Boots.
Oh, boots.
Button.
Cool. We now have found boots and commodity. Not a problem. All right, so now we have 2 new symbols, commodity 1 and boots. Let's not touch the same one. We know that commodities is 4. Commodities 1 is 4. Let's go to number 5. Touch
Berry.
berries.
Dim. Button.
Count to 5 by swiping to your right. Every time I swipe once, we're going to count once. So we're already at 1. Swipe once.
Meat. Dim. Button.
Swipe twice.
Button.
We know what that is already, right? Remember? Shield.
Button.
Type 4 times. That's commodity 1.
Button.
And now we're at 5. Let's touch that.
Boots.
Okay, we found boots. Easy money. Boots is at 5. Now let's go ahead and go all the way down to 10 and select the other boots. So boots is at 5. Swipe once.
Button.
6.
Button.
7 is shield.
Berry.
8
Dim.
is berry.
Button. Meat.
9
Dim.
is meat.
Button.
10 is boots. Let's double tap that.
Boots. Dim.
Cool, we got the boots done. Easy, huh? Same method. Now that we know we can find boots, we don't have to go all the way back up to 1. Let's touch boots.
Button. 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 Berry. Dim. Button. 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 Meat. Button. Button. Meat. Dim. Button. Button. Boots. Dim. Button.
Okay, we got boots. Okay, we got, let's make sure we know what count the boots are.
Berry. Dim.
Berry,
Button.
1,
Meat.
2,
Dim. Button.
3,
Button.
4.
Boots. Dim.
Boots is at
Button.
5. Okay, now that we're at boots, let's find the match for commodity.
Button.
Let's try 6 and see if it's at 6. Let's touch 6.
Shield.
Oh, there's shield. Cool, this is easy. We know where shields are at. Shields are at number 3. Let's go backwards. 6,
Boots.
5,
Dim. Button.
4,
Button.
3. Let's double tap 3.
Shield. Dim.
We got shield. Easy money. Okay, cool. Now that we know where shields are, let's go back forward to the other shields.
Button. Boots. Shield.
Shields.
Button.
Okay, we know what's here, right? This is shield. All right.
Shield. Dim. Button.
Okay.
Button.
All right.
Berry. Dim.
We know
Button.
berry.
Meat. Dim.
We know meat.
Button. Boots. Dim.
We know
Button.
boots.
Button.
I think we're getting really close to finishing this. This is probably going to be commodity 1.
Water.
Oh, there's water. We know where water is, right? Water was one of the first ones we got. All right, let's go back up and find water. All right, so start at your berry.
Berry. Dim.
Go
Meat.
meat.
Dim. Shield.
Shield.
Dim. Button.
Button. We know it's not there. It's not number 4.
Boots. Dim.
Boots.
Button. Shield. Dim. Button.
Shields.
Button.
It's right here. Remember water? Water was on the second row. There are 4 horizontal and 4 vertical rows. Okay? There are 12 spaces here. Let's double tap here. Let's see if I am correct.
Water. Dim.
Got it. We are done. Guess what? It's going to be really easy now because all we have left is commodities 1. All right, let's touch. Now remember, never touch the same square. Always touch a new square. Now, you're saying, how do you know all this stuff? These are the kind of puzzles I used to play with all the time when I was younger. I love puzzles. Okay, not in games. Not in games. Yeah, oh, puzzles are a massive pain in the socks in games, but you must survive them. All right, let's go ahead and get the let's get the last square.
Water. Dim. Button.
Let's get the last square, number 12.
Commodity 1.
Commodity 1. Easy money. Just find the only square left. For the very last match, you just need to find the square that currently is a blank button. Okay? Start with
Berry.
Berry.
Dim.
And
Button.
keep swiping till we hear a blank button.
Meat. Dim. Shield. Dim. Button.
There it is.
Commodity line. Dim.
Woo! There we go. We have completed it. Now, we have no idea what happens here, but I'm sure it's something good. Doing puzzles, you should always get rewarded like everything. Puzzles hurt. Okay, let's find out what we won from that. I'm going to four-finger touch the top of the screen.
Center of screen. Swordy quest. Back button.
Let's find out what we won.
Search area. Head. Congratulations, you found. Mine's diary entry 2 scroll.
Ooh, Mine's diary entry scroll. Cool. Can we... Oh, we're going to have to go check that out.
Berry. Dim. Button.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get out. We just found a new diary.
Congratulations, you found. Search. Congratulations, you found. Congratulations, you found. Berry. Dim.
I'm just
button.
touching things to see if there's anything weird that
Meat.
happens.
Shield. Boot. Water. Berry. Meat. Dim.
Okay, that's
button.
it.
Search area. Heading. Swordy quest. Search area. Heading. Congratulations, you found. Search. Swordy quest. Back button.
Okay, let's go back. Great. So we searched
Swordy quest
that
actions
area,
homepage.
and
You are
I
enshrined within
wonder.
Avalon.
I'm going to
Stay at a
double
nearby
check
village
and.
to respawn from there when critically injured.
Okay, let's make sure there are no more searches we can do, because I wonder if we can do the puzzle more than once.
Currently locate. Currently read. Travel. Worship. Hints. Supporters. Sleep. Community.
No, you cannot search twice, okay? Let's get our sleep done. I also want to throw another hint out to you. I was looking through the hint section, and I'm not going to go through all the hints right now. There are hundreds of them. I'm going to leave that for you to enjoy. It's absolutely fantastic. So hints are beautiful. We're going to go through parts of the game that are going to move us through what we're working on, our farming here we're doing today. Because technically we're farming. We're a very low level character and we're trying to get as much stuff as possible. When it comes to RPGs, I'm a hoarder. Seriously. And I don't mean to make light of the actual problem people have with hoarding. I'm just a hoarder when it comes to the game. So maybe that's inappropriate for me to say. I like gathering stuff. I like hoarding. I'm a red dragon. And if you know what red dragons are from D&D, you'll know what I mean by I keep everything. So, yeah, I'm a red dragon when it comes to role-playing games. Let us... and we're talking second edition, like, kind of like red dragon, like a brutal red dragon. So... Magic the Gathering red dragon, like I kill everything. I'm Tiamat. I want everything. All right. Let us get
Clans. PvP. Health. Water.
Let's get some
49%.
sleep done. Ooh, we need to drink a little bit too.
Your current player level is water. 49%.
Well, let's find out what this does. Go on.
More. Back button. Stats. Level. Level 21. 4. States. Health. 100. Stamina. 43 out of 100. Hunger. 58. Thirst. 49 out of 100. Double tap to learn more.
You know, I wish when you go to your stats, you could just quickly tap it and just top it off. Let's just...
Tab bar. Craft.
Let's
tab,
go to
inventory,
our inventory and quickly drink real quick.
Food items listed below. Food items listed. Select water to fully interact. You own one.
Okay, let's get
You
drink.
own 141
Let's
water.
go ahead and drink.
Provides fluid to keep you alive. Current health. 100%. Current food levels. 58. Current health. Provides fluid to keep you alive. Provides fluid to keep you alive. Drink 5 water. Button.
All right,
Can't
cool.
consume any more water.
Okay,
You're
we're
full.
done with water.
Return to main inventory page. Button. Return to
Okay,
main
let's get our
inventory page.
food done.
Food items listed below. Heading. Select water to fully select berries to fully interact.
Okay, let's eat some berries.
You own
Get that
622.
done.
Eat 5 berries. Hold. Eat 5 berries. Button.
Yum, yum, yum.
Can't consume any more berries.
All right, we
You're
did
full.
some gulping of water. We did some smushing and smacking, crunch and munch of berries.
Return to main inventory page. Button.
Okay, we
Return
got
to main
that
inventory
done.
Page.
And let's
Special
get
items
some
listed below.
sleep
Heading.
done.
Tab bar. Actions. Tab.
I was told by Charlie to make sure that you do not let your stamina drop to 0 because it takes that much longer for you to get your maximum stamina back. So make sure you go to sleep before you're just done, before you're laying on the ground just sleeping.
PvP. Health. Water. 90. Your current player level is player health is 118 out of stamina. Food. 98. Your XP progress coming soon. Battle week. Tab bar. Selected. Sleep.
Let's get that sleep
Sleep
done.
regenerate stamina. More dream. 0 dreams. Pick. Tab bar. Selected. Actions. Tab. Inventory. Select 0 dreams. Pick 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let's get our
6, 8,
sleep
10
done.
dreams. 4
And
sleep plus 100%. You are sleeping.
oh, you're right. When you're not so tired, you sleep much faster.
Away. Swordy Quest Actions homepage.
Cool.
You are enshrined
All
within
right,
Avalon.
that's good to
Stay
know.
at a nearby
So
village to respawn from there when critically injured.
if you don't wait to the last minute for your stamina, you can get your sleep done much quicker, which is a lot less annoying than having to go through a really long sleep cycle. Though I like sleeping in. All right, don't you? But not in game. In game, I'm not trying to sleep in. I'm trying to stay busy and trying to get my Swordy on. You know what I'm saying? What are we working on here? Okay, let's continue to talk about travel and continue to talk. We are at a shrine, so just so you know, shrines are places you can pray. It doesn't seem to have any costs associated with it.
Travel. Clans.
Okay.
PvP. Health. 1. Water. 9. Your current player level is 21. Player health is 100. Stamina. 1. Food. 9. Your XP progress go. Coming soon. Battle. Tab bar. Selected.
Trying to find more information.
Swordy Quest Actions home. Swordy Quest. Health. But Swordy Quest Actions homepage. You are currently located in the Throne of Avalon. Button.
Oh, okay. I don't think
Go to
I...
map.
Let me see.
Swordy Quest Actions homepage. You are enshrined within Avalon.
Okay,
Stay at
I'm
a
with
nearby
the
village and to respawn
shrine
from there when
within
critically
Avalon.
injured.
Okay. Yeah, now, I don't think you can pray more than once. It seems that you only get to pray when you first come here. Do not yet know the benefits of praying. It does help you, though. So when you go to the shrine, when we get to a new shrine, or if this shrine regenerates, we'll go there again and experiment in a future episode, and we'll definitely learn all the ins and outs. Check out the hint section. There's tons of stuff there. All right, and the hint section is right next to your main
Swordy
actions.
Quest Actions homepage. Travel.
Here, travel,
Clans.
clans,
PvP.
PvP,
Health.
help,
100%.
and you can touch that help right there, okay?
Water. 98%.
All right, it's right
Health.
there.
Supporters.
All right, you can find out all these new buttons right there. All right, let us get...
Get supporter points by helping support this app.
there you go. You get supporter helps from helping the app. She wants you to hear that.
This week's top supporters. Swordy Quest. Back button.
Oh, let's hear the top supporters this week. Might as well give them some props.
This week's top supporters. Heading.
This week's top supporters are...
Get supporter points by helping support this app.
Okay.
1. Namgiles III. 220 kudos.
All right. Nice. A lot of kudos. Kudos must be the main currency.
2. Spellacheskiro 2016. 220 kudos. 3. Eloquentium. 220
Eloquentium.
kudos.
Look at all that. So these folks are the top supporters. You can do that.
4. Metalhead 7072. 220 kudos.
Nice.
5. Fiorazina. 220 kudos. 6. Shasters 12. 7. Win 27. 220 kudos.
Wow. Nice win.
8. Ricky 90. 220
Nice.
kudos. 9. Curveball 337. 10. Sydney Andre 23. 200. All our supporters. Button.
And there you go. And you can double tap that button and open up all the list of supporters. I just wanted to give those top 10 supporters much love and respect. Thank you very much for supporting Swordy Quest. Keep up the good work. Let's go ahead and get back out of here.
Get supporter points by helping support this app. This week's top supporter. Swordy Quest. Back button.
Let's go ahead and jump back.
Swordy Quest Actions homepage.
All right, now that we've kind of examined the whole Swordy Quest shrine, we've kind of done everything here that we can do. Now you can't do any farming on the shrine, just so you know.
Your current player level is 21.
Let's get back out to the map.
Travel.
Let's practice the travel.
Adventurer's
Okay.
current location is Shrine in Avalon. Locations.
Now that we've
Button.
done the
Go to list of all
shrine,
major locations on the current map.
let's continue to do what we started to do in episode 3. We're going to talk about moving around on the map. So we've centered ourselves, as I talked to you before. Make sure the map is centered on you, and you're going to touch the map. Remember, if you touch near the top of the screen, you're going back up to the easier areas. You'll get a vertical and horizontal coordinates or vector.
Lake at vertical 12, horizontal 12. Select to recenter map here before confirming
It's going
travel.
to say the topography, the vertical coordinate, and the horizontal. So that's lake. That's kind of where we are anyway. All right?
Grassland at vertical 9, horizontal 12. Select to recenter map here before confirming travel.
Okay.
Selecting
If
invalid
you-
travel destination. Grassland destination too far for a single journey.
Okay, when
Climb
you
mounts
hear
and farms
that
to travel further each turn. You can
that
recenter the
means
map on your player's
you
current
can't
location
do
using the
that.
button at the bottom left of this
It's
map.
too far for you to travel. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It just means you just can't go that far. Okay, there are some games that would have let you travel as close as you can to that point. It doesn't work that way in this game. You have to select a valid starting point. Okay, you're already at a valid starting point, but you have to select a valid ending point. So you don't have that option to just travel in a direction.
Grassland at vertical 9, horizontal 9. Select to recenter. Selecting invalid travel destination.
That's
Grassland
not right.
destination. Grassland at vertical 11, horizontal 9. Select to recenter. Selecting invalid travel destination. Grassland at vertical 13, horizontal 10. Select to Grassland at vertical 8, horizontal 9. Select.
Nope.
Sea at vertical 5, horizontal. Grassland at vertical 6, horizontal 9.
Nope.
Sea at vertical 7, horizontal. Forest at vertical 8, horizontal. Shrub at vertical 11, horizontal. Selecting invalid travel. Grassland at vertical 13, horizontal.
All right, we can go there. Hold your finger down.
You are currently
and
traveling.
you'll travel. That sound, da-da, which is the same sound you hear
Swordy quest
when you're
actions
snoring
homepage.
and sleeping.
You are in grassland within Avalon.
Okay,
Stay at a nearby village inn to respond
we're
for
at a
anyone critically
grassland
injured.
of Avalon, and by the way, once you're back out of the shrine, you can go back to farming. Okay, let's go back to our map again.
Tab bar.
Because we're not done.
Tab.
We're going to keep using the map till we get comfortable with it. Because I'm going to get us back to that farm.
63 squares away. At vertical 40. Grassland at vertical 13.
You might hear something like a dragon. Just stay away from it. I don't think you're ready for that one. But when you are, go for it. But that dragon, I was told in the hints, stay away from it. And I think I will. I'm not trying to find a dragon, y'all. Not at this point. Not until I get some heavy duty stuff.
Grassland at vertical 11. Horizontal 8. Select to recenter map here before confirming travel.
Okay. Okay. Let us.
Grassland at vertical 8. Horizontal 9. Select to
Nope. See.
Grassland at vertical 11. Horizontal 8. Select.
Okay.
Shrub at vertical 10. Grassland at vertical 11. Horizontal 7. Select.
All right.
Sea at vertical 10. Sea at vertical 11. Sea at vertical 12. Grassland at vertical 11. Horizontal 6. Sea at vertical 11. Horizontal 5. Select to recenter
Oh,
map here
that
before
worked out
confirming
pretty
travel.
good. Once
Grassland
I
at vertical
found
11.
okay,
Horizontal 6.
here's a little
Select
trick
to
I
recenter
found.
map here before confirming travel.
Once you find a legal zone, it gets you locked in, and I'm using terminology that might be changed or altered. Okay, but once you've touched that area and it's made that da-da, which means it's a legal area to transit to by holding your finger down on the screen, you'll go into travel mode, which means the screen will be not able for you to travel again until you complete that travel, which takes anywhere from 2 to 4 seconds. Once that's done, you can then select a new area and travel again. Now, I've thought of something. When you find that legal area, go ahead and move left to right, and you'll begin to hear the topography, the vertical number, and the horizontal number. So it's a way of you moving horizontally. Now you can't move vertically because there is no vertical up and down. You'll get you're on headings. Everyone has probably got their rotor set to headings, or you've got your rotor set to characters or words because you need to slow down voiceover to hear what you're looking through or listening through, okay? That's more appropriate to say what you're listening through, okay? So I'm going to swipe left and you're going to hear the C.
C at vertical 11, horizontal 5. Select to recenter map here.
C at vertical 11. If I keep going, it should say C at vertical 11 and the horizontal should become smaller.
C at vertical 11, horizontal 4. Select to recenter
Right?
map here.
I'm going to swipe to the right and it should go up.
C at vertical 11, horizontal 5. Select. Grassland at vertical 11, horizontal 6. Select to recenter map here.
As you hear, the horizontal is consistent. So once you select a zone, you can kind of move around and experiment and find out where you can move in that area. Okay?
Selected. Grassland at vertical 11, horizontal 7. Select to recenter map here before
I'm
confirming
here
travel.
right now, okay? All right. Let's see if I can, let's go there.
Selecting valid travel destination, Grassland. You are currently traveling.
All right, I'm traveling there. Okay. Now that I'm there,
Swordy quest actions homepage.
let us go back to the map.
Tab bar. Craft. Inventory. Craft. Map. Tab.
Okay.
Adventurer's current location is Grassland in Avalon at vertical 11, horizontal 7.
Okay.
Dragon is 70 squares away at vertical
All right.
43.
I'm going to go
45.
up a little bit farther because we're still going to be going to the farm because we're practicing.
Shrub at vertical 10, horizontal. Your player's current location at Grassland at vertical 11, horizontal 7. Select to recenter. Mountain at vertical 10, horizontal 8. Select to recenter map here before confirming. Selecting valid
Oh, cool. We can go to mountains. Let's go there. Besides, we need to get some farming done anyway.
You are currently traveling.
All right, great. We're now going to the mountains, which is beautiful.
Swordy Quest Actions homepage.
All right.
You are in mountain within Avalon. Stay at
Okay.
a nearby village to respond from there when critically injured.
We're starting to get it. We're starting to move. We're holding our finger down and we're traveling. Once you hear that valid travel destination, we can go ahead and hold our finger down and travel. Now, once you get your mount, you're going to be able to travel faster. And there's probably more mounts to get. By the way, I've heard there's a dragon you can get. So I really want to get that dragon so I can have the ultimate fast mount. All right, let's get some, let's do some farming. Also, I was able to create my new pickaxe. And the new pickaxe requires lake pearls. To get lake pearls, you're going to go to the lake. Every single one of the shallows has lake pearls in it for the most part. All right? So shallows have lake pearls. So that's great. And go ahead and stay there. Get yourself a good 100 or so, maybe more. I never say never have any shame in your game. If you want to hoard up a ton of stuff, of every resource, you're smart. Also, killing monsters gets you leather and meat. So if you're running short supply of food, kill some monsters, do some hunting. Also, random encounter monsters will also drop you supplies. On double experience days or double on monster weekends like this weekend, you'll get, as I understand, you can correct me, but as I understand, you'll get double things from monsters when you kill them, which is great. All right, so kill some monsters. I like goblins though, but don't, but you're just killing a mythical thing. It's not a real thing. I have a little issue with understanding the difference between real and not real. All right, so let's go ahead and get some farming done.
Clans. Pond. Gather.
Let's go ahead and get some. Oh, first let's sleep it up.
Pond. Clans. PvP. Health. Water. Your current player health is 1. Stamina.
Okay, we don't need
player
any.
Health is stamina. 91%.
Oh, our stamina's fine. Okay.
Your water. Health. PvP. Clans. Pond. Gather.
Let's go ahead and gather.
Hold item below to gather it.
All right.
Heading.
So I built myself the new pickaxe, which means we can gather metal. And y'all, we need metal to make some weapons. All right, so I don't know what we're hitting with them right now. Maybe we're just punching with our raw fist. We're that much of a bad dog. We just punch. One punch man. Sayatoma. We're just blasting fools out of their socks. All right, let's get some. I found another little trick for you when you're on top of the gathering resource grid. You can just depress your finger down on the screen, and you'll hear it. Now that Charlie has made everything accessible, you'll actually hear the resource as if you're sighted. Watch, I'm going to demonstrate. I'm just going to touch my finger on a random part of the current gather grid. I'm going to move from section to section, and you're actually going to hear items as my finger moves around in a circular motion. I'm going to start now. Going to touch a random section on the screen, and you're going to hear, I'm going to be quiet when I do it, you're going to hear different resources being spoken by voiceover. Here we go.
Rocks. 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 Hold down this. Rocks. Bushes. Rocks. Rock. Rocks. Rocks. Rock. Rocks. Rocks. Bush. Rocks. Rocks. Bushes. Rocks. Bushes. Hold down this square to gather from it. Button.
Okay. So, did you notice that you can hear all of the things that are on the screen? At first, you either had to swipe to it, and then you heard the information, but now you can just swipe to it and it immediately reads off everything. And it immediately starts talking about the next thing you touch as you move into that particular square. All right, let's just start gathering stuff. And now I'm going to show you another little quick technique that's currently evolved. You can just gather stuff as you hear it. You don't have to lift your finger up. You can just move your finger depressed on the screen to the next square and take that resource. I'm going to demonstrate. Here we go.
Gathered 3 berries.
I gathered 3 berries, right? My finger's still depressing on the screen with a small amount of pressure. Just go ahead and swipe to another one.
Rocks. Hold down this square to gather from it.
See?
Button. Gathered.
You
4
don't,
stone,
as you
4
can
flint,
hear,
4 metal.
you don't have to lift your finger up.
Rock. Gathered. Bushes. Hold down this square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 6 berries. Rocks. Hold down the square
My
to gather
finger
from
is
it. Gathered. 3
completely
stone, 3
depressed on
flint,
the
3
screen.
metal.
I'm not
Rocks.
lifting it.
Hold down the square to gather from it.
I've never
Button.
lifted my finger. This is my thumb, by the way.
Gathered. 6 rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 4 stone, 4 flint, 4 metal.
Ooh, we're getting that metal, y'all. You know
Nothing
how
left to gather at
important that
this-
is.
Rocks. Hold down the square to gather
We
from it.
need that metal
Button.
so
Gathered.
bad.
3 stone, 3 flint, 3 metal. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. But gathered. 5 stone. Nothing left to gather at this square. Bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 7 berries. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 4
And by
stone,
the way,
4 flint,
when
4
you
metal.
hold your finger down on the screen in this method, it immediately starts gathering the minute you get to a valid area that has resources to gather. So that's a beautiful new accessibility built right in. It's totally accessible to us who are visually impaired, and it's seamless and beautiful.
Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 7 rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 7 stone. Nothing left to gather. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3. Nothing left to gather at this. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. Gathered. 6 rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. Gathered. 3 stone, 3 flint, 3 metal. Gathered. 4 stone, 4 flint, 4 metal. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 7 stone, 7 flint, 7 metal. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 5 stone. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to. Nothing left to. Nothing. Tab bar. No. Rocks. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 6 stone. 6 flint. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. No. Nothing left. No. Nothing left. Nothing left. Rock. Nothing left. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 7 stone. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 7 stone. 7 flint. Hold item below to gather it. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather at this. Nothing left. Nothing left to. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to. Nothing left to. Nothing left to. Nothing left. Nothing left to. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 5 stone. 5 flint. 5 metal. Bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. Spirit guide appears saying, "Great work. You completely cleared this area of bushes. Come back to find a new local area to farm."
Newdeath, you completely cleared this area of bushes. Excellent job. You can continue to farm. Thank you, Spirit Guide. Appreciate it. I don't know. We're going to have to... I think a good name for our Spirit Guide would be like Arya Stark or something like that. You know, like Arya. Like that would be our Spirit Guide's name. We got to wait for Sweetie Belle to name the Spirit Guide. She hasn't named it yet.
Close Spirit Guide. Button.
No, not the... the donkey. No, the donkey is our spirit guide. No, the spirit guide is a woman. She's a spirit, so she's a spirit guide. No, the donkey is just our donkey. Yeah, you can name the donkey too, or you have 2 names to work on: the donkey and the spirit guide.
Spirit Guide. Close Spirit Guide. Button.
The donkey.
Close.
The donkey. The donkey is our spirit guide.
You leveled up and are now level 22. You won 220 silver coins.
Newdeath, you have now leveled up. Continue to gain levels to become stronger. Thank you, Spirit Guide. We are now level 22. Excellent, and received 200 silver coins. Yes, you are. You have no rush.
Spirit Guide appears say close Spirit Guide.
All right, cool.
Close Spirit Guide.
We are level 22. Let's go ahead and get some more.
Travel. Gather.
Get some more gathering on here.
Gather it. Heading.
So
rocks. Hold down the square to
we
gather
need
from it.
lots of metal.
Gathered. 4 stone. 4 flint. 4 metal. Gathered. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. Rocks. Gathered. 4 stone. 4 flint. 4 metal, 1 golden gems.
Cool, cool. Now I can hear the golden gem
Bushes.
in the
Hold down
list
the
of
square to gather
items
from
that
it.
I
Button.
gathered.
Gathered. 4 berry. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 6 stone. Bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 5 berries. 1 golden gems. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 stone. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 stone. 3 flint.
Ooh, we're
3
getting
metal, 1
golden
golden gems.
gemmed up. Bling, bling.
Bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 stone. 3 flint. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 4. Nothing left to gather at the. Nothing left to gather. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 4 stone. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 5 rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Gathered. 7 stone. 7 flint. 7 metal. Gathered. Nothing. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to get. Nothing. Nothing left to gather it. Rock. Gathered. 7 stone. Gathered. 6. Nothing left to gather it. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 5 stone. Rocks. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 5 stone. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather. Nothing. No. Bushes. Hold down the square to gather from it. Button. Gathered. 3 berries. Nothing left to gather. Nothing left to gather at this. Nothing left to. Nothing left to. No. Nothing. But. Gathered. 6 berries.
Okay, I want to say I found a nice little method if you're going to do the depress to screen mode instead of doing the individual swipe and locate resources. I found a nice little strategy. So you make little zigzag motions, like a very thin kind of narrow triangle like motion. So you zigzag up down with very shallow movements across the screen. It has a good habit of catching the edge of resources, and you can cover your entire grid a lot quicker that way. So this is if you're using my new method that of course it's not necessarily my method. I'm sure many have done it before, but this is what I've discovered just recently, just here today, is that if you swipe your hand in a zigzag motion, you'll catch the resources if you use the leave your finger depressed on the screen method. All right, let's go ahead and clear out our spirit guide. Thank you.
Tab bar. Selected. Action. Spirit guide appears saying, "Great work. You completely cleared this area of bushes." Close spirit guide.
Okay,
Close.
thank you, spirit guide. All right.
Spirit guide appears saying, "Goblin appears."
Oh,
It looks ready to attack.
There's a goblin. Prepare for battle. Thank you, spirit guide. We'll go ahead and rip that goblin apart.
Fight. Button. Fight.
And I am
Fight.
sure
Round 1. Heading.
the higher and more dangerous areas you go to, the chance for random encounters will most likely increase. That's standard operating procedure for role-playing games. All right, so get your Swordy on hard now, because you're going to need it later. All right, let's go ahead and fight this goblin. I'm not concerned.
Go to stats page to learn what each stat. 84% chance of hit success. 60. Go to stats page to learn what. Goblin. Adventurer's health bar. Goblin. Adventurer. Fight. Round 1. Fight. Adventure. Goblin. Adventurer's health bar. 100%.
Okay.
Goblin's health bar. 100%.
Okay.
Adventurer stats. Health. 118. Melee. Go to stats page to learn. Goblin stats. Health. 96. Melee.
All right,
97.
great. This
Defense,
goblin does
96.
not have very
Stealth,
much.
96.
Little thing we could do, if we can do the mental comparison of the math, but we could have a toggle control that could tell us the difference between our strength and the monster strength for the statistics, since both of our stat blocks are completely comparable. There could be another little trick we could do. Oh, and also I've got I might as well get this out of the way first, and then we'll talk about my travel suggestions. So we could have a toggle that can tell us what the differences between our stats are between the enemy we're about to fight. Secondarily, we could have something that tells us if the enemy is weak, strong, brutal, maniacal, etc. God. All right, now onto my travel tips before we fight this battle. I wanted to say that we could make it so that the location map lets us fast travel to any area that's legal to travel to. All the same audio cues could be present in the location map. Secondarily, we could make it so that there is a distance information placed into the location map, like this area is 16 squares away. Traveling as the crow flies wouldn't necessarily be what we'd use, but we could use traveling by actual square movement. Also, there's nothing wrong with us being able to travel toward a direction. If we travel toward an incorrect direction, what's wrong with our character being able to travel in that direction? We don't need to make everything a valid location to travel to. Like most games, you can travel in a location simply by pressing in a direction and saying just walk. Our character's just walking. They'll walk around and self-navigate themselves around obstacles as necessary. That is one thing we could do. That doesn't mean that's what Charlie wants to do, but that's just a suggestion if we want to make it even easier. Now that could be something we can toggle on or toggle off. A lot of this stuff can be toggled on and off on the exact screen, and of course, because Charlie's so amazing, they would be saved to your game. So your particular like and dislike of certain travel procedures and ways to travel could be toggled on and off, and that wouldn't affect other players. So it would be your own personalized controls. Now onto this really easy fight.
Swing at goblin, 84%. Button.
Oh, okay. Tell me. Let me finish this fight, and you can tell me the name.
84%. Swing at goblin, 84%. Button.
Sweetie has a name for our donkey, and I think our spirit guide.
Swing at goblin, 84%.
And yes, we do need to know what these attacks are doing in damage, and we need to know if they're hitting, missing, critting, glancing. We need some information.
You killed the goblin.
Yep. Cool.
Loot dead goblin. Button. You won. 9 meat, 24 leather.
Cool. I love getting leather. I love getting loot. And what is your secret name for us?
Goblin slain. Button. Swordy quest actions homepage. You are in mountain within Avalon. Stay at a nearby village and
For the spirit guide? Yeah. Okay, Sage. I like it. Is that a girl's name? That's more of a non-binary name, huh? Okay. Well, she's a she, though. Well, she's already a spirit guide, so that's kind of the same thing. So maybe, I hate to veto it, but we need like a name. Can you make a girl's name out of Sage? I like Sage. Can you make it a little bit more feminine? Like, Sage, just maybe something with more of a woman's name? Now, what's the donkey's name? Still working on it?
I thought about Brim, but I'm still working on it.
Something cute. It's got to be something quirky. All right, we're going to work on it. Okay, Sweetie Belle has offered for the name of our spirit guide as Sage. But Sage just sounds more non-binary. But like I said, if you all have suggestions also, I'm going to take Sweetie Belle's suggestion, but if you all have suggestions for any of the characters and NPCs or entities that I run into, I'm currently looking for, I currently already have a name, Sweetie Belle working on the spirit guide and the donkey. But, hey, if y'all have names for other NPCs we run into, like our favorite goblin, our favorite imp, they could all have names too. So if you have a favorite name for our first orc or stuff like that, or anybody else, feel free to come up with names. All right. Or for any of the other characters that I have that are not named. All right. All right. Let us, now that we've gotten a little stuff done, let's sleep and then let us do some crafting.
Clans. PvP. Health. Water. 90. Your current player level is 22. Player health is 76 out of 108. Stamina. 27%.
Oh, we need to sleep.
Food. 80. Your XP progress going. Coming soon. Battle weekend. Double. Your X. Food. Your X. Coming soon. Tab bar. Selected. Actions. Tab.
Okay,
1 of 5.
Let's eat first.
Craft. Tab. Inventory. Tab.
Let's get some eating in here.
Food items listed below. Select water to fully interact. Select berries to fully interact. You own
Let's
6.
eat some berries.
You own. Hold button below to eat/drink. Eat 5 berries. Button.
Okay.
Return to main inventory page. Return to
Let's
main
get
inventory
some
page.
sleep.
Special items listed below. Heading. Select an item to interact. Food items list. Food items list. Select berries to fully interact. Tab bar. Actions. Sleep.
Okay, there's the sleep, what I'm looking for. Let's get the sleep done.
0 dreams. Tab bar. 0. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 dreams.
10 dreams.
1. Craft. Tab. Sleep. Plus 100. You are sleeping. Away. Swordy Quest Actions homepage. You
Cool.
are in mountain within Avalon.
All right, great,
Stay
great,
at a nearby
great.
village and
Yeah,
chase
we're
one
going to
from
be
there
at
when
this
critically
mountain
injured.
for a while. I have a feeling we're going to end the episode here but we're first going to get some crafting done, and I've already dropped as much information as I can while multitasking getting my own farming done. I'm working for myself too, y'all. Let's get our crafting done. Now we've got metal, so we've been wanting to craft something out of metal. We need a better weapon, right? So we can start showcasing. All right, let's get our crafting menu up.
Tab bar. Map. Tab. Craft. Tab. 3.
Cool. All right, let's get some crafting done here.
Heading not found. Map. Tab. Heading not found. Combat. Heading.
Oh yeah, let's go to combat.
Wooden shield. Increases your base defense by 10.
Oh great, I think we can make this.
Craft. Button.
Ooh.
You own enough resources to craft
Oh,
wooden shield.
baby, we can make our
1,401
wooden
owned and this item needs
shield.
100 wood. Also, 196 owned and this item needs 50 metal. Also, 714 owned and this item needs 130 leather.
Let's make it.
Craft. Button. Spirit guide appears saying, craft wooden shield?
Would you like
Increases
to
your base
craft
defense
the
by
wooden
10.
shield? It will increase your base defense by 10. NDG. Oh, definitely, Spirit Guide. I like that. Let's go ahead and do that. Please do create that.
Craft wooden shield. Craft wooden shield. You own enough resources to craft wooden sword. 1,301 owned and this item needs 80 wood. Also, 7 owned and this item needs 3 tree
Alright,
wood fangs.
we got that
also,
done.
1. Craft. Button. Wooden sword. Increases your base combat. Heading. Wooden
Oh,
sword.
we need
Increases
to make
your
a
base
wooden
melee attack
sword.
by
Let's
10.
get that done. Good thing we got those orc fangs.
Craft. Button. Wooden sword. Increases your base melee attack by 10. Craft. Button. You own enough resources to craft craft.
Okay, let's craft
button.
that. Cool.
Spirit guide appears saying, craft wooden sword?
Would you like a
Increases your base
sword
melee attack
also?
by 10.
Newdeath. Yes, I would like a sword. Let's go ahead and get that crafted.
Craft wooden sword. Button.
Excellent.
Craft wooden sword. You do
You
not
are
own enough
becoming
resources
more
to craft stone
powerful,
shield.
my
0
lord.
owned and this item needs 1 demon heart.
Thank you, Spirit
also,
Guide.
96 owned and this item needs 50 metal. Also, 1,218 owned and this item needs 150 stone.
Okay, what are we missing here?
Craft. Stone shield. Increases your base defense by 25.
God. Oh, stone shield. Okay, yeah, we definitely want a stone shield. Okay, I'd like to know, can we sell the stuff that we just made that we don't need? I gotta start thinking about this stuff in advance. Like I'm making a wooden shield. We're gonna pretty much have enough to get a stone shield very soon.
Craft. Button.
Do I have
You
enough
do
to
not own
make
enough
it?
resources to craft stone shield.
What are we
0
missing?
owned and this item needs 1 demon hearts. Also,
Oh, we need a
96 owned and this
demon
item
heart.
needs
Okay,
50
we're
metal.
gonna have to fight
also,
demons.
1,218 owned and this item needs
I
100.
can see
Craft.
the
Button.
progression. I can see the progression. I can see the pudding in the pop. All right, let us. Oh, we're just about out of timers going off. Okay, timer, shush. All right, we're just about out of time. We've crafted 2 items. Let me take a quick peek and see if there's anything else we can make.
Combat. Heading. Stone shield. Combat. Heading. Item. Return. Craft. Craft. Heading. You do not own enough resources to craft. Combat. Heading. Stone. Items. Return to craft. Craft. Heading. Items you can craft appear below. Combat. Heading.
Combat heading.
Stone shield. Increases your base. Craft.
There's
Button.
no more gathering. I guess when there's nothing we can do for something, that thing drops off of RK. So that's new. So whenever we can't make any more things for that category, there's no heading for it anymore. So it's good to know that. It's good to put that mental checklist, because as a person who's visually impaired, I'm also constantly keeping a mental mapping of whatever I'm using on the current screen, computer or otherwise. I mean, even when I'm using JAWS, you know, I'm always mentally mapping everything on the screen. Like, hey, a second, where did that button go? Hey, where did that screen go? Where did that tab go? So it's same thing here. I've noticed that the headings have shrank a little bit. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and stop right here, come back for part 5 on Sunday. Hope you're enjoying this. Hope y'all in the live chat have had a good time. Thank you very much for your patience, love, kindness, loyalty, and for coming back each time to get your Swordy on. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you very much, Charlie. Thank you very much, Swordy Quest. And thank you all in the most loving, wonderful, kind community and of the visual impaired community, blind community in YouTube. Thank you very much for coming here and being part of this process and supporting each other as you do. Love yourself, each other, always be kind, and let's hang out again for more Swordy. Okay? Take care.